Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm that fat guy, and today's another episode of Fat Chat. Fat Chat is where I talk to real people and learn about their weight loss journeys and get some perspective as to what has given them success. Because I've only got one story to tell, which is my own. There are so many others out there that can offer a different perspective that may inspire some to turn their life around and start a healthier, more maintainable lifestyle. I'll start by saying please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions for me or today's guests, put them down in the comment section below. I'm really excited to be chatting to a bloke who has transformed into a completely new person. I've got Jarrod from Tassie on the line. Thank you for joining me, Jarrod. How are you doing today, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, Ash. Thanks for having me. Absolute honour to be on this podcast, mate.
An honour. Well, that's a first. I haven't had that before. All the previous guests take note. Honour.
It's the number one rating Manshake podcast, isn't it? It would have to be over Man Talk, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like Man Talk has got nothing on this. And the production value here is just so much more professional, isn't it?
Exactly.
We haven't had to redo this at all, have we?
No. One take. Yeah.
One take. That's pretty much how we live by us ambassadors. One take only, please. But Jarrod, mate, I'm so excited to have you here because you've been a long-time supporter of my channel and you've had a really dramatic transformation. I know a little bit about you, but why don't you share for our audience a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Yeah, no, thank you. So I'm, as you said, Jarrod. I'm a 33-year-old husband, father of three. So I've got two little girls and a really little boy. From the beautiful part of the world in Hobart, in Tassie. And I'm a former fat guy, I guess.
Yeah.
And had a bit of a change.
Yeah, you certainly have. Well, we'll bring up here. This is what you look like. Well, how long ago was this?
So that photo was probably that would be about 4 years ago. Probably 3 or 4 when we first moved back to Tassie.
Hello.
Terrible photo too.
Oh, we're back. The joys of the internet has dropped us out for a little bit there.
Did it?
Yeah, it's dropped out. But you know what? Let's just keep plugging on. I'm not sure whether it was your end or my end, but welcome back, my friend. So it was taken about 4 years ago, you said.
Yeah. So that was when we first moved back to Tassie. So we lived in Melbourne for a few years. So yeah, that was sort of a family photos with my family when we first came back to Tassie. Yeah.
Yeah, because here, you look like a completely different person. Not just the hair. Right. It's not just the hair, but like your face structure has completely changed. I'll bring up a nice little side by side, and maybe you can give us some insight as to we can see how much you've lost here. We can see it. Like we can see how much you've lost that. But tell us a little bit about your weight journey. Like what have you done? Weight loss journey.
So I've probably, when I sort of stopped playing footy, in my early 20s was probably when the weight started to gain. I can remember when I was in high school, I was sitting at about probably 90 kilos. And then obviously, playing footy flat out, cricket, all those sort of sports. And then it just sort of started working and, access to money pretty easy. So that just went on crap food. Working 10, 12 hour days, and then you're just getting whatever you could to eat. So and then I'd done other sort of things in the past to try and lose the weight with a bit of success, but not you'd lose 10 kilos, put 15 back on.
It seems to be that one step forward, 2 step back for a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And it probably, though, especially then, I was just looking for a quick fix. Like a lot of people are. You want to think you can lose 20 kilos because I put 20 on, so I can lose it in, no time at all. But That's what happens when you're young and don't think things through properly.
Like, I mean, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
So I'm 33.
33. So you and I, we're both the same age. So you left high school around 2005. Is that right?
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, about then.
Yeah. So after high school, you said you're around the 90 kilo mark. You're playing cricket. You're doing all that kind of stuff, and then you got into into the workforce, adult life, disposable income, and you started to gain weight eating the cheaper food options. Is that right?
Yeah. So I went into I'm a butcher by trade, so straight into an apprenticeship.
There you go.
And I guess a lot of the butchering or the meat industry is a lot of long hours. Early starts, like starting at 5 in the morning. And I remember I used to get a lift to work with a bloke because I didn't have a license. Would stop at the takeaway shop that all the tradies go to, and you smash an egg and bacon roll at 5 of us 4 in the morning. There's nothing better, is there?
No.
No. and you'd wash it down with a can of Coke. Like it was just stupid, but that's what you did. And then I guess I probably wasn't working with guys that watched their health, or worked with guys that could eat that sort of stuff and
had health at the forefront of their brain. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You might actually know this about me, but I actually worked in a butcher shop from when I was 13 right up until when I was 17 or close to 18. It was more like an after school kind of gig, just kind of, cleaning, customer service, that, tray preparation and all that kind of stuff. Nothing too crazy. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, when they weren't drinking iced coffee or sinking beers towards the end of the day, they're out having a smoke. Having a smoke, and they told my boss said, there's a few people you want to make friends with in this life: mechanic, accountant, and a butcher. So they got you got your money covered, you got your car covered, and your stomach covered, and all of them proper guts.
Oh yeah.
And it's so easy to tuck into you're cutting your smoked leg ham. It's so easy just to take a little bit for yourself or whatnot. Like, did you have any vices like that while you're working there?
Yeah, so I don't know what you guys call them in New South Wales, but little cocktails, like the little red little boys, or every state calls them something different.
Cocktail frankfurts, the little
Yep.
My favorite party food. Favorite party.
Oh mate, they're great.
I'm gonna have them at my wedding.
Well, yeah, did you?
No, I'm going to.
You're going to? Yeah. Mate, so my boss reckons he used to buy 20 kilos of them a week, and I used to eat 15 of them. and he used to give the other 5 to kids when they come in the shop. Like, every time I'd go into the fridge, I'd go in the fridge to get something, I'd come out with a cocktail in my mouth. Sometimes I don't know how they got there.
It's funny because you forget that they're fully cooked. Like, you can eat them cold straight out of the fridge. It's so funny, but so relatable. I'm probably one of the few guys that could probably relate and say, yeah, I've had them cold. But that was a long time ago. Yeah.
It's the only way to have them.
But where my undoing was that once I got a little bit older, we'll switch back to the screen now. As much as I love looking at your body, let's not just me. Here we go. Production. What happened with me is that once you got to a certain age, they promoted you to you're on the barbecue out front cooking. So you're on the Saturday and Sunday mornings. You always walk down this little strip mall. You smell that that sausage sizzle kind of smell. That was my job to get that going. And of course you got to sample the flavors and know what you're selling. It's like, there's lamb and rosemary sausage. I'll try the bratwurst again. Oh, I don't think I got a good try that first one. That bit was a bit uneven. I'll do another one.
Do another one. Got to make sure quality control. Got to make sure it's right.
Okay, and but you're not in butchering now. What are you doing now?
No, so I'm still in the meat industry. So I'm in. I sell butcher supplies to the butchers. So basically, basically like the marinades, sausage skins that you make sausages with, the mixtures, the flavors, anything a butcher uses, we sell. We also sell the meat as well, but I'm in the dry goods side of the business. So look after all the Tassie. So a bit of traveling with work. I'm usually I don't as much now. I used to stay away one night a week. But when we had our little boy, that just made it a bit harder, leaving the wife at home with 3 kids.
3 kids? Jeez. You're working hard.
Yeah.
Hey, what's down in the water in Tassie? So
I was all overweight.
Sorry, go on.
All overweight when I sired them as well.
There you go. Yeah, I was at peak weight when we conceived, and I often look back and go, how did that happen? You know, I just. You gotta wonder. But So I can only imagine like the whole traveling for your sales rep duties and whatnot would have meant that there was a lot of on the road kind of food. I could imagine.
Oh, mate, it was terrible. So I used to leave home, and then there's people in Tassie will know there's a place called Moo Food. So it's in Campton, probably 40 minutes north of Hobart.
Good.
And it's like a 24-hour truck stop. So I'd go in there at say about 6, 2 ham and cheese toasties and a dare iced coffee. That'd get me going. Like 2 ham and cheese toasties. They've been sitting in the Bay Marine since probably 2 a.m. Like it's
so they're really sort of soft kind of bread where it just doesn't feel like bread anymore.
And they were good. Like greasy. You could just imagine, can't you? Like so that would always be my breakfast when I'm on the road. And then it'd just be stopping at KFC or McDonald's, all those fast food. Are we allowed to mention the names on here? Or fast food?
No. I got a bloody bucket of KFC behind me, mate. KFC, feel free to drop.
I didn't know if we were going to get. So like stopping at a place like that or bakeries, I reckon I got to know nearly every bakery in Tassie. So there'd be pies. I'm a big I love Kiss biscuits, chocolate eclairs, all Lamingtons, all that sort of bakery lines there. Yeah, they're good.
So, other than the food, was there like any sort of alcohol influence, or were you like drinking soft drinks, and like was there any sort of liquid part of that diet?
Yeah. So alcohol, no, I'm not. I've never been a big drinker. That's never been. I probably really drank socially, and just to sort of fit in, I guess, when you're a younger fella. But soft drink was my vice. Like, wow, I'd hate to think how many cans of Coke I used to drink a day. Like, I'd hate to put a number on it.
I did. For myself, I put a number on it. And I worked it out. I was drinking anywhere between 1.5 to 2.5 liters a day. I worked it out conservative numbers here. I was ingesting 69.4 kilos worth of sugar in a year. And not like just like sugar. I'm talking corn fructose, like the corn syrup, the high fructose, the worst kind. And I have no doubt in my mind that I drank myself fat, and it sounds like you've had a bit of a similar experience. The food probably didn't help as well, but
no. But it was like I'd drink a can of Coke and then go to bed straight away. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I couldn't go to bed unless I've had a Coke.
It's funny that people go, I won't have a soft drink. Like I never understood when people said like, I can't have that drink now. I won't be able to go to sleep. I'm like, what? Yeah. Like that doesn't compute. Like the caffeine just had no effect on me. It was just like, or the sugar as well. I could drink like a full like big glass of Coke like this, and then immediately go to sleep after it. Everyone else.
And another thing we'd do our groceries online. So we'd get them delivered, and we'd always get a slab of Coke or 2 or whatever was on special. It was Coke was always mine, either Coke or Coke vanilla. They're the 2 I drank. But like you'd get the slab, and it obviously hasn't been in the fridge, so it was warm. and you could smash them so quick. Like they would just go straight down when they're not cold.
Yeah.
So then you might have 3, and then all of a sudden you just bang 3 straight down, and yeah, geez, it was terrible.
The worst.
And I haven't touched that. So I started Shake Journey in September, and I have not had Coke or Diet Coke in that time.
Wow.
Like I won't touch any of the Coke Zero or anything. I just think that'll be a bit of a
gateway drug
thing. Yeah.
I hear you. We're going to get into the man shake in just a bit, but just on your slab bit, right? Yeah. At some point, like in the last 10 or so years, they decided, you know what, we're going to make it a standard to make the wide mouth cans. And if you're watching in different parts of the world, you might be familiar with this, but there was a drink called Solo, or pub squash, lemon squash, club soda, you might know it as. And they were the first ones to bring out the wide mouth cans, so like you could smash it down fast. And low fizz, smash it down fast was something like their slogan. And then it pretty much became standard across all drinks. And this meant that I could ingest more Coke quickly, buy more Coke, and drink it faster. Like it was just terrible. Brilliant idea, but yeah. I remember when that happened. I'm like, oh my god, I can get so much from my mouth right now. Someone's got to take a soundbite of that and just use it somewhere else. But
use it somewhere else.
But look, we'll get back to your weight loss. Now, I've said this to you a lot because you're on the man shake, and you said that you've been on the man shake since last September. This transformation is one of the craziest transformations I've seen, because you look like a completely different person. Now, one can ask, does the man shake include Rogaine to help the hair growth or something like that? So not only have you gone from the buzz cut to the hairstyle, but you just look so different. Like, look at these photos.
Yeah.
Like,
that one there you got on there now, so that's for the footy team. I coach a kids footy team. That one blew me away when we had our team photo this year, and I'm like, I'll just see what it looks like compared to last year's.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap, Jesus.
You had a bit of a kingpin vibe going on there, didn't you?
Yeah. I went through a stage where I just took the razor to the head and just took everything off. I don't know why.
I think all overweight, well, generally a lot of overweight guys will take the razor to the head. I'm not sure why. I don't know whether it's like so many do, like I myself included. And I don't know whether it's like a self-confidence thing, whether you can be bothered like styling it because you don't feel like you're worth like you're at, you know? I don't know. I might be reading too much into it, but that's at least what happened with me. I was like, I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm not trying to, so I just shaved it off.
Yeah, that's probably it. And my hair's grey. Like it's pretty, you probably don't even see it that well. It's pretty grey. So I was a bit conscious about the greys, but I've learned to embrace them now. So
I love the silver fox look. It really suits you, mate. But one thing that really stood out to me, and I'll bring up these other pictures here. So so in these before photos,
I lost you.
Oh, we lost you.
Are we there?
But I think you're coming back, my man. Just give it a second. Let the screen sort itself out. I think you're going to resize again. The joys of lockdown, ladies and gentlemen, and even if we weren't in lockdown here in Sydney, I would have done this over Skype because you're in Tassie. I'm not going to fly down to Tassie for this. Oh, hold on. Wait, there you go. You resized again. Welcome back. So what I was saying is that on these before photos, right, and you said you don't like this photo, which is fine. It's good to have those photos you don't like.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
You can see your complexion, your skin, right? And take a look here. Look at your hair. You look so clean and crisp. Like, you look like a completely different person. Like, it doesn't look like you, right? So it looks like you're a pretty active bloke. You play some footy there, and you've done a 10-kilometer race, is it? Did you say? I think you told me.
Yep. Yeah, that was the Lonnie 10. So I decided to, I don't know why. I used to hate running, even when I played footy as a younger bloke. And I thought, I'll go to a 10K and smash that. And I'm actually at the moment in training for a half marathon.
Wow.
which is in the 26th or 25th or 26th September, the last Sunday in September. So I've got a dad from the footy team I coach, young Matty. He's been training me. He's a PT and a running coach. So he set me up with a program. So we're gonna smash a half marathon out, which is just unbelievable. Never thought I'd do that. So,
well, I'm just gonna say you look great in this photo. One, but two, your face is telling a story that pretty much I feel every time I go running. You don't look like you're comfortable there. You look like you're just like, why am I running? Why can't I just walk this thing? But mate, good on you for training for the half marathon. I really wish you all the best, mate, because dude, that's something I could not do.
I've still got to finish it yet, so we'll see how that goes.
Now, I've got the couple photo here, but I'll bring up this couple side by side. Look at you there. Oh my God. Guys, I'm not exaggerating here. I seriously think this is one of the most amazing transformations, because it's the same guy, but it's completely different. So. Oh yeah,
geez, that's terrible too, isn't it?
You don't like that photo, do you?
Oh, the more I look at it, and look how massive my head is. Jeez.
Yeah, and you can't even see your belt buckle there, mate. It's hanging. No. But mate, and look at those, mate. Your shoes, and they're on fleek, mate. They look great. I don't even know whether on fleek is the right word to use.
Is that what the cool kids use? Is it?
I don't know. We're born the same year, so I assume so. So Mate,
so that was only last weekend, that photo. So that was the black and white ball for the footy club. So I had to go out and get a suit because I didn't have one that fit me.
So you didn't go out and take this photo just for Fat Chat. This was a prior.
Oh engagement. No, sorry. Yeah, no, we did. Yeah.
So that's your beautiful wife, is it, Laura?
Yes, that's Laura. Yes, the lucky lady.
The lucky lady, and you've got.
I'm the lucky one.
You guys look like a beautiful couple. And, it sounds like she's been very supportive of you and your journey. Like, how's that been? How's your transformation been on your family? Like, how have they found your whole weight loss journey?
Yeah, they've been really good. They've been supportive, and even my kids. One of my daughters said something to the wife not that long ago. I think that first photo that I hate, that's on the mantelpiece. And I actually think it might have been my middle. I don't know if it was my middle daughter or my eldest. Actually said to the wife, "Dad's done well, hasn't he? He looks so much different." So, and that's pretty good when it comes from them. You know, they'll tell you whether you're doing good or not. There's no more honest feedback than the kids.
They're like little drunks, aren't they? They're just they're so brutal. Yep. Like the other day, Alyssa, she came up to me. I'm in the kitchen there, and Leo, like this is just after I cracked like under 100 kilos, so I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good about myself. I'm there just making my coffee in the morning and whatnot. Alyssa just comes in, she gives me a cuddle, and she's 5, so she only comes up to my waist. And then she put her hands on my belly and shook it. She goes, "You really have a wobbly belly, Dad." Yeah, like, has it always been this wobbly? It's like jelly. I'm like, no, it hasn't. But she can't remember. She can't remember me with the big belly. You know. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, my 5-year-old, she sort of said something similar. I can't remember how much I'd lost at the time, and she's like, "Oh, your belly's smaller, Dad." And I'm like, "Oh, gee, thanks, Lily. That's great." She goes, "Yeah, but you've still got the biggest butt in the house," and walked off. I'm like, yeah, geez, thanks. Give you a compliment, then just bang, hit you with the sucker punch.
That's when you reply back and say, "Well, you've got the stinkiest." So yeah, that's your girl, and that's your daughter. You said, yeah. Yeah, your daughter and mine sound very similar right there. A lot of butt-related jokes. That's what I'm getting at the present moment.
Yes. Yep. She's getting there. I reckon she'll cause us a bit of grief when she's a bit older.
Well, mate, they're beautiful. So congrats on the kids and congrats on the loss, mate. Like I'm astounded by you.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
So what brought you to the man shake?
Yeah. Well, I've said this before. I actually come across your videos.
I
so
swear this sounds like a setup every time, but it actually isn't.
Yeah.
I legit want to know.
Nah.
But everyone says it. Yeah, but thank you. Go on.
Yeah. But I think you might have started in a bit. Was it around the January or something you started? Or
Yeah.
So I would have been. I remember I was sort of flicking. It just come up on my YouTube. I might have been looking at. I think I was looking at intermittent fasting. So anyway, so your videos come up and I sort of watched them and man shake, I've heard it. It's on the radio. Those things don't work. They don't work. That was. I'd tried Tony Ferguson before and had no success with that. And, anyway, so I toddled off and did my little intermittent fasting that I'd YouTubed and all this. And I probably lost, I think I lost about 10 kilos in the first month. So I started that. So that's January 2020. Yeah.
Yes.
I think it was. Anyway, I started that.
We're 2021 this year. That helps you.
I was 130 kilos. So I lost 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to Festivali, which is a food and wine festival in Launceston. Went away for the weekend. So I was like, yep, I'm getting off my diet. I'm going to eat all the food. I'll get back on it on the Monday. Never got back on it, as it happens. So... And then COVID came along and hit, and that's probably the only time Tassie went in lockdown. So I worked from home for I think it was 3 months I worked from home. So that, I get the wife to make scones for morning tea, scones and jam. Oh. The local takeaway shop was advertising these chicken burgers, and they are the best chicken burgers. So I was having them for lunch. And then I must have come back to YouTube again because I thought, I'm going to have to lose some weight again.
How do I do the intermittent fasting thing again?
And you just came back. You came back. So by this time, Father's Day. It was about Father's Day. And so, September. And I'd seen your results. I'm like, oh, shit, this stuff works. Must work. And yeah, I'll start it. Never did. But then what actually made me do it, and it was... Now I think about it, it's probably pretty stupid what I did, but I had a really bad few nights of really bad chest pains, or pain in my chest.
Oh.
Yeah, and I can remember I didn't tell anyone, and I didn't go get it looked at, which is probably not the best thing to do. Got that. Yeah, it'll be right. Because it got that bad. One night, I don't think I slept. I was too scared to go to sleep because I thought, hang on, what happens if I don't,
What if this is like a concussion? If I go to sleep, I might never wake up again.
Yeah. It was it's so stupid. If you're having that, don't do that. Don't. And so that must have happened on a Sunday night. I went to work on the Monday, and I'm like, nah, I'm getting this man shake. I'm going to give it a go. So I went to, I think, Woolies or Coles and got the variety pack and started on the Tuesday. In the past, I would have said, I'll wait till Monday and start because that's the most logical thing to do. But no, I just started on the Tuesday, and so it was that sort of thing. Yeah, that bit of pain in my chest. And then when you start thinking about it, you're 139 kilos, getting that bit of pain, it's not a good thing. And but as I said, that it scared me. That really did scare me.
I can imagine, dude. I can imagine.
Yeah. And, I was too scared to go to sleep. I just thought if I close my eyes, I'm not going to wake up. I think I did fall asleep in the end, but
this
it would have been probably... Yeah.
You had a solid 15 minutes of laying there awake, wide-eyed, and then you're just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to, belittle that at all. Seriously, guys. No. I had a similar kind of thing to Jarrod. I was getting heart flutters every so often, so I'd be sitting there on the couch and watching TV, and then I feel like a fluttery kind of feeling, coming from my heart. And this is at a time where my resting heart rate was anywhere between 80 to 100 beats a minute. Resting, gross.
Yeah.
And that's when I was just kind of yeah, I should really do something about this. But then I'll be like wolfing down like a whole big bowl of Latina soon after. It's like, but this is so damn good. I'm so salty, you know. Like, I mean, and yeah, it really goes to show how much dependence we have on food or this kind of routine of bad eating, that major health issues we'll just tend to push down and kind of ignore as blokes, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, and like talking about like your resting heart rate, and that, like I can remember just sitting on the couch and feeling like my heart was gonna just like, you know, burst out of my chest. Like it was.
You feel
just, it? Yeah. No, and I thought that was normal. Same as getting up every day. And feeling just crap, like in the stomach, my stomach I thought that was normal. Everyone feels like that.
You don't have diarrhea daily? No?
But
it's and what I love most about that is that you started on a Tuesday. You didn't wait.
Yeah.
The amount of people, and myself included, that all right,
I'm guilty.
I am focused. I'm going to lose this weight. I've made a decision. I'm going to lose this weight. And I'm going to start on Monday. So it's like Thursday. So you got 4 days worth of like, you know, to let that passion kind of die off, you know, and then you realize over the weekend again how much you love food. I never understood why I would do it. And now that I'm here, like I started on the 9th of January, 2020. So I'm going to see whether I'm a big fat liar here, like on this podcast. I'm going to see what day I started it. Because if it's a Monday, I'm a big fat liar. It's a Thursday. The 9th of January is a Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. And I think I purposely did it this way because I know that when the first couple of days you start a diet are the worst. And if you're there on a Tuesday or a Wednesday at work, in an area of which you can go out and buy shit and, you know, get that feed of KFC or stop by and get those 2 toasties in the morning with the Coke, you're more inclined to do that on a Tuesday or a Wednesday than what you would if you're at home on a Saturday with, you know, your missus or your friends or something like that to say, mate, keep to it.
Yeah. So, and I'm actually pretty proud of myself that I didn't do that. Like being on the road, I'm really surprised I didn't do it. But I suppose I was probably scared, so I had to do it. So I didn't want to.
Well, the man shake, like it would kind of suit you being out on the road because you can just set up your shaker and you just get a cold bottle of water and that. Like, was it just easy for you to do?
Yeah, it was so easy. So I'd make mine. I used to make mine the night before when I first started, bang them in the fridge, and then I ended up buying a little 12-volt fridge to put in the work car. So I just chuck them in there, chuck my drinks in, snacks. It was great. It's so easy. Like it's like. It's unfair how easy it is. Like you see some people that bust their backside to lose weight, and good on them for doing it that way. Yeah. This is just so easy. It's like you don't have to think really. You just powder, water, shake, down the hatch. That's the easiest thing you ever do.
The not thinking about it, the not having to prep it. Like, I mean, I'm lazy at the best of times, and I'd say most overweight people are lazy. And I don't want to put it out there, but I would say in terms of food, nutrition, diet, most obese people, morbidly obese people would probably be a bit lazy, a bit lax, and make poor decisions because of that. Putting a wide generalization out there, but what the man shake does, it takes that sort of the time you would take to prep or make that decision, look up a recipe, cook that thing, separate it, you know, that kind of stuff. It's just a great tool. And that's why I think I've been so successful, and I think you've been so successful on your weight loss journey. And without this turning into, lost you again.
Yeah.
Without this turning into a great big, I'll let that fix itself just a little bit. A great big man shake commercial. It has been the easiest journey for mine, and I'm just trying to get you back in your box here. I don't know.
Must be the NBN down here at Tassie. So
Oh, granted. I did get a message from Optus. So while we're talking about reception and that, I'm just currently recovering from my AstraZeneca vaccine that I just got the day before yesterday. My arm is killing me. But coincidentally, I had a message from Optus saying that we're currently upgrading the mobile network around my suburb. So I'm assuming that this is going to be 5G very soon. I've noticed that my reception has been better the last couple of days, but it might be because of that. But
might they?
Yeah, it might be. But you were saying earlier that you were lucky enough to get Pfizer, did you?
Yeah, well, next Friday. Next Friday is mine. So yeah, lucky to get the Pfizer. Not that I don't know if I'd have any side effects of the Astra, but
just wait. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you just wait, but the AstraZeneca kicked my butt for a day.
Yeah,
but it's I feel better now that I've got it. I'm just it's a good thing. But let's stray away from such a touchy topic because a lot of people get all uppy about the vaccines and that. So we're talking about weight loss here. So I wanted to ask you about exercise and activity during this time and your weight loss, because you are a pretty active bloke. So can you give us an idea on what a day would look like for you in terms of activity and how you use weight?
So when I first started, zero, absolutely nothing.
Really?
Probably, I didn't I wasn't even walking. I think the first month I didn't walk. And then, I used to start trying to walk 5Ks a day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I picked 5K. I just thought that was a good number. Yeah.
Halfway to 10.
And then, then I did that from November till December, and then halfway through December, and then work just went stupid. So that went to the wayside. And then I'd come back and walk a little bit more. And then once I got down to about I think it was about 100. I was having a look the other day. It was about 100 kilos. I went and started doing some running. So I'd start off, I could only run 2 laps of an oval. Then the next day I'd go out and I might run 4 laps. And then I thought, I'll try and run 2 kilometres. And then, went and jogged 2 kilometres and just went from there. And actually, no, it must have been a little bit before. It might have been about 105 kilos I was. And then one of my customers that I go to for work, he's like, why don't you come play footy? We're short on numbers. You used to play, why don't you come play? And I went and saw the wife, and she's like, you're too old. You'll get sore. You're
too old and fat. You'll injure your knee.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is what I want to do. I've always, I wasted away my 20s being fat and couldn't play. I'll go have a crack. One last hurrah at 33 years of age.
Yeah.
Went down and so that I actually started the season at 100 kilos. I remember the other day. So I started at 100, and so obviously I started playing footy, training 2 nights a week for that. And then decided to do the 10K race and the half marathon. So I started training for that on top. So I was training fairly, 6 times a week plus a game day. So 7 days a week I was doing something. But so I started, as I said, the footy season. So that was on Good Friday at 100 kilos, and I finished the season at 83 and a half. So that's 17 kilos in the footy season I lost.
Yeah.
And now I'm just sort of still doing running 3-4 times a week. Plus, I've just started lifting weights now.
There you go.
That's something I've never done. Like most fat people, you don't like going to a gym because you think everyone's going to look at you. Now I still think people are going to look at me, but I've just ever since I've changed my whole mindset for this thing. I don't care what people think of me now.
How good is that mindset?
Yeah,
it's such a good mindset to have.
Yeah. Even like, when I first started, like walking as a 135 kilo bloke, you're thinking, people are going to stop and look at you while you're walking, but they don't care. I remember I used to go before work while it was dark, probably so no one could see me. And then there used to be this lady running, she'd be running and she'd always wave and say hello. And I'm like, she obviously doesn't care that there's this fat bloke walking around the oval, like, and then once you get that switch, it's like, oh, alrighty, I'll go do this. No one cares, and that's a game changer. That is, like, just being able to change your mind, and you can do so much.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, it's easy to be self-conscious. It is very easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It like, let's face it, today's world on social media and in a lot of aspects in real life is very toxic, very like, how can I outdo someone? It's like always people trying to one up other people, bring themselves up by putting others down, which is a really poor attitude to have. But that's just the world. But it's so easy to think that everyone thinks that same way. And that when you're walking around your local suburb or around the oval or something like that, getting a bit of exercise in, that you're thinking that people are driving past you and saying, oh, look, yeah, keep walking, fat shit. You know, like, you know, even if they are, you don't know them. You don't hear them. Like, it doesn't matter because like, you're out there making a difference to yourself. And that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And the sooner that you can, you know, understand that people are so involved with their own life. Like, I don't know whether, you know, my audience drives cars all too often, but you're not really focused on pedestrians all too much. You're kind of focused on, you know, like, you get lost in your own thought. At least I do. Sometimes I get to my destination, I have no idea how I got there. Like, you're driven somewhere, you're just like, wait, how did I get here? I don't remember the drive because you're so lost in your own thoughts. I know, at least I am.
I have that problem too. Yeah.
I don't really focus on pedestrians other than the ones crossing the road and the ones I wouldn't try to avoid running over.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah, but get out there. Don't care what other people think, especially at gyms. If you want to go to a gym, go to a gym. And I can tell you from someone that went to a gym a lot, people actually really respect people in there trying to make a difference. If you are there, going there constantly, like I went there to this gym, I was like proper big. This is before my current Man Shake weight loss journey. I was about 150 when I first started there, 150 kilos, and started working out. And probably about 2 months in, I'd lost like probably about 15 kilos. I had people like the regulars there coming up to me. They started coming one by one, you know, every day or so. I say, hey, I've seen you in here for a while. I got to say, you're looking great. You're doing a great job. You're always working really hard. And like, that is such a boost. And that was like kind of the moment that I realized, like, people aren't there to give you shit. You know, they aren't.
No, they're not. No.
So,
and like, I go to the gym at 4:30 in the morning before work, you know, because I've got the 3 kids. If I want to do it, I've got to try and get it in when they're asleep.
Yeah.
But the same, you know, like you said, there's the regulars there, and now I've been doing that for about 5 weeks now, and like, you know, they start talking to you. They, you know, and there's a couple of big dudes there as well, and they just obviously they don't know. I used to be big, but I don't, you know, say. But you know, it's a good vibe once you get to know them. You feel more comfortable, even though I went in as, you know, the weight I was still intimidated. But I had no reason to be. But you know, and I might be lifting something wrong, and you know, there's been some guys that come over and they're, you know, try this. You know, it looks like you're doing this wrong. I don't want to see you get hurt, and that's sort of a confidence too. Like, oh yeah, these guys, you know, they got your back, and they're not. You know, not these big douches that you see on.
Look at this!
You know,
look at this
TV
guy,
shows.
Doing bicep curls over here. Look at this! Yeah, like but the best advice I can give anyone out there that's thinking getting into the gym, and you know, Jarrod, you've nailed it. If you're uncomfortable going, and I'm not saying that you were or are, go at a time that isn't peak. If you go at peak time, then that's going to be tough because like even like the people that go to the gym every day during peak get stressed out in peak time, right? Learn gym etiquette. There's 1,000 million YouTube videos out there. Gym etiquette, like, you know, towels and, you know, how to use machines. Like, come up with a bit of a plan before you get there, so you kind of know what you want to do. Go to the gym first, kind of, you know, audit it and have an idea on what route you want to take. And just understand that people aren't looking at you; they're looking at themselves. So,
yeah, that's it.
But Jan, I want to ask you. So you're driving all around Tassie. So you're seeing your clients. Like, yeah, I can only imagine you wouldn't see them every week. I might be wrong.
Yeah, no. I see majority of them every week or every fortnight.
So, like, were your clients like commenting as you're getting smaller and smaller? Like, was there a moment that they were like, "You look smaller. Like, what's going on?"
Yeah, it was. So, I'd say probably the first 30 kilos I lost. I don't think I changed a lot in the face. I still had that that chubby sort of face. You know, you might get the odd mention, but like I was still wearing like my old clothes, so you know it was a bit bigger. And then I got a new work shirt, and you know, a few of them I say, "Oh, you've lost a little bit of weight," and no, I have. And then I had just a stage where all of a sudden my face just started thinning out, and oh wow, you know, you've lost a lot. You know, how much have you lost? And I'd be like, 35 kilos, and oh geez, that's great. You know, wow, that's awesome. You know, and they get around you, but then I'd be like a little schoolgirl and get I used to get really embarrassed. Yes. I don't know why I'd get embarrassed. Like, it's not like it's a bad thing,
mate. I get that the all the time. Whenever like I get full bashful. And it's just like just like, oh yeah, You hedge and you just go, I've lost a bit, you know. And I've dwelled over this. I dwell and go, why? Like, I should be proud of this. And I think I've worked it out. Because people would rarely comment about how good you look. Have you ever thought of it that way, Jarrod? Like, when you are proper big, like, people won't like actively come up to you. If you dress up for a formal event or something like that, then it's like, oh mate, you're looking pretty dapper, you know, that kind of stuff. You get those comments because you're dressed up. But when you're there in your jeans and your work shirt or something like that, you'd rarely get people come up to you and say, mate, you're looking great. Would you?
That is true. That is true. I never thought of it like that.
It hit me one day. I'm like, you know what? Because I'm dressed in just casual stuff and all my work stuff, the same kind of clothes that people see me in every single day. They come up to me and say, you look great. I never get those compliments before. And it wasn't only, it was only until I saw, like, you know, this one girl who was like, I don't know, in her early 20s who, you know, and everyone's telling her how great she looks every day. And then I'm like, she wouldn't know what it's like to not get a compliment. And then I was like, that's probably why I get so stupid when but
it was funny though, like, we had to at the start of footy season, they used to, you know, before training, you'd have to get up and give a bit of a spiel about, you know, some pretty personal, there's some pretty personal stuff, you know, try and, you know, build that team bonding and that. And I remember I got up there and I can't remember what the question was, but it was like, I can't remember what it was, but my answer to the question was like, I've gone on this weight journey. I've wanted to lose some weight. And I don't think many of those guys had probably knew that I'd lost some weight. And there's a couple of guys that I've known that probably would have. And I'm like, you know, I've lost 40 kilos. And like, to see all those boys, you know, 30 odd boys just get around you and be like, yeah, man, that's so good. And, you know, coming up, giving you the high fives and just the applause and that probably changed my mind. It's like, yeah, actually, I have done well. Everyone, you know, gets around you for it. And that made me feel really good. And it was just, that was probably the moment for me where it's like, not to be embarrassed about it. Like, I was embarrassed I got that big and let it get to that stage. But, you know, celebrate now that you've lost the weight, you've done the work. Like, yes, I've said before that man shake was easy. It's the easiest thing you do, but you've still got to physically lose the weight. Like, it's a tool to help you, but you've still got to change your mindset, your lifestyle to achieve those results. You're not just going to drink 2 shakes and still smash, chips of tea every night, chips and gravy, and you're going to get the results. You do have to put the work in, and
got to commit.
I think for us guys, you've got to be proud that we've done it.
I love that, and that blokes have just gotten around you and been so proud of you and had that reaction. Because I think a lot of blokes out there, and this is what I get at all the time on my channels, I think a lot of blokes think that it will be the opposite. It's like, oh, what, you get off the burgers? Oh, you got off the toasties, didn't you, mate? You think it'll just be ridicule and that kind of stuff. But I think deep down, blokes really want to support other blokes. And, a shout out to who do you play for?
So the Claremont Magpies, we had a terrible year this year.
Oh.
Really bad year. Like, we didn't win a game.
No.
But great bunch of blokes. And like a lot of those boys, there's a few of us older boys, but majority of them are like under 25 years of age. So like they're just young lads, and they were good. They get around you, support you, and they give you a bit of shit, but that's all part and parcel of it. But yeah.
Well, Claremont Magpies, if you are watching this, great job getting around, Jarrod, and mate, I hope next year you guys get a win. Right,
hopefully.
I'm going to support you guys. I'm going to ask Jarrod for weekly wraps of the game. I know your season's over at the moment. My favorite team, Parramatta Eels, for rugby league, are still playing. They're going to get absolutely slaughtered tonight. We're recording this. They're playing the Storm tonight, and I'm going to put my prediction out there: 50-6, 52-6. Actually, that's how certain I am that they're going to get slaughtered. So I'm going to refer back to this in a few weeks' time.
Okay.
So that is a great story. You've had an amazing transformation. How much weight altogether have you lost? We've danced around it.
So it's 56 and a half or so, I think. I think I weighed in Tuesday. So Tuesdays are my weigh in. I think I weighed in at this week 83.1 actually. So nearly 57 kilos. I mean, I don't want to lose at this stage. I don't want to lose anymore. So I've been maintaining now for 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm trying. So I sort of float now. I still weigh myself weekly just to keep that accountability. But I sort of float between that 83, 85 range. I was one of those naughty people though that weighed myself daily. For my whole journey. Until probably 2 weeks ago.
There is.
I used to daily just to keep myself accountable. I thought that would help keep me accountable. I understood that my weight changes daily. I can drop. I'd seen fluctuations where I'd drop 1.5 kilos in a day, but then put 2 kilos back on. So I understood that. I knew that was going to happen. That can throw some people out. Like that could spiral you back onto. It's not for everyone. But I'll stop that now and just still do weekly weigh-ins. But just on 1 shake a day now. I'll still have them for as long as they produce the man shakes. I actually put an order in yesterday for 4 bags. So the good thing is that 4 bags last you a bit longer now.
Yeah, that's a 2-month order right there.
Yeah.
There you go. So for all those who are looking at the screen thinking, what's going on? Video has frozen for Jarrod here, but you guys need to only listen. I mean, it's got a pretty flattering freeze face. Like, I mean, it could be a lot worse. Could be like it's not like, but it's actually pretty not bad. But so you weigh yourself daily, and a lot of people are just like, don't weigh yourself daily. Throw the scales out the window. I honestly don't believe in such a dogmatic approach in terms of weight loss. I myself, when I first started my weight loss journey, I don't mean to keep bringing it back to me, but I would have gone into a tailspin if I had anything but a loss. And I knew that daily would be unreasonable for me my mind wouldn't be able to figure it all out. Like, even though my rational brain would be like, hey, you know, like, yeah, you had your celebration meal yesterday, you're going to be like a kilo or two up, relax. My unrational brain would be like, this is a weight loss journey, you're supposed to be losing weight, what's going on here? And then so I kept it weekly. And if you want to weigh yourself daily, weigh yourself daily. If you want to weigh yourself weekly, weigh yourself weekly. If you want to weigh yourself monthly, do monthly. If you don't want to weigh yourself at all, don't weigh yourself at all. But keep track of your progress, you know, measurements, pictures, clothing, that kind of stuff. Like, when you first started, what kind of clothing were you fitting into, shirt-wise?
So I just started buying 4XLs off, was it Johnny Big?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously we don't have Johnny Big we don't have them in Tassie, so I had to buy them online and get them sent down here.
Yeah.
And they were starting to get a bit tight, like a 4XL. And I was in a 44 pant.
44 pant, yeah.
I had a big ass, like real big ass. Yeah, I was
you're lucky.
So yeah, that
no, you're lucky. I'm in the no ass club. So like, if I don't wear a belt, like, I seriously, my pants will fall to the floor. So I've got minus ass.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, I don't have one now, but so the undies I've got on there are the same size. I haven't bought new undies. I find them more comfortable now, though.
Man, they would have been working hard. If they're the same size, they would have been working hard.
Yeah, they're stretched. They're stretched.
So you were buying the 4XL, getting tight from Johnny Big. I swear, Johnny Big should, the amount of times it gets mentioned on this channel, Johnny Big, hit me up. What size are you in now?
Yep. So the t-shirt I've got on here is a medium.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I'm in a 32 pant.
32.
Yeah. I can't remember ever wearing a 32. I thought 38's probably the smallest I've ever worn. But so a 32, which is pretty crazy.
The smallest I ever remember myself wearing was a 34. And I'm in a 34 at the moment. And I'm getting to the stage where, like, if I lose another 5 or so kilos, I could probably get into a 32 comfortably. I'm a large at the moment in terms of shirt. But I like, I generally like kind of the baggy, like loose kind of fitting clothing. I'm not like really big, like tight shirt guy, mainly because of the moobs. Like, I still got a bit of moobs going. Man boobs for all those playing at home. And yeah, until the moobs kind of disappear and I start toning up the guns back again, I think I'll keep with the loose fittings. But medium probably isn't too far away from me. Mate.
But the only thing I don't like with the medium is the length. I got to be a loose skin around the bottom of the guts. So
okay, I don't really keep going back to it.
You know, you lift up, put your arms up in the medium. The little bit of loose hangs out, but I'll take that. So you know, you can't lose that amount of weight and not have any damage. So
I wanted to ask you, right? What are your thoughts on the loose skin? Like, were you ever worried about it?
No, I didn't even think about it, to be honest. And then then I'm like, oh, hang on, there's a bit there. I think sometimes it looks terrible, but I think I've sort of learnt to embrace it, joke about it with the wife, and.
So my question to you is, right? You got the loose skin around the bottom there, right? I'm not going to ask you about other places, but when you're laying in bed, do you get chest pains anymore?
No, I don't. No.
Are you concerned about your physical health at the moment?
Nope. No.
Will loose skin kill you?
No, I won't. Yeah. No, so I can deal with that.
And that's the message I really want to drive home to a lot of blokes because I get lots of messages and comments like, are you getting loose skin? Are you worried about loose skin? What of the loose skin? Like, what if you lose too much and you have loose skin? It's like, I don't care about loose skin, and I don't think anyone else should. You know, like the blokes that, you know, and we're talking like, you know, you see those American TV shows of My 700-Pound Life or whatever it is, you know, people that are like proper, like can't get out of bed under their own energy, that they're gonna have to get surgery. But when we're talking about average Joes, like even blokes like getting, upwards of 250 kilos, you're going to have a bit of loose skin. Can't expect, not to have it. But the health implications of not losing the weight are far more detrimental to you than having a bit of skin that hangs there that you can get fixed if you are really self-conscious about it. So, and I say wear that as a badge of honor.
Have you seen on Instagram, Obese to Beast, is it? His handle is on Instagram.
He's on YouTube.
He was huge. Is he on YouTube as well, was he?
Yeah, he's part of the reason why I started my channel, because he was doing kind of like vlogging, Obese to Beast. If you haven't seen him, check him out. He's lost a bunch of weight and he got into bodybuilding and he's kept all his loose skin. He's got really loose skin where his moobs were, and they really hang down. If you need inspiration, like look at him. Yeah,
he just embraces it too. Like he gets comments on his I follow him on Insta, and like people are like, oh, why would you put photos up with your loose skin? And he's like, why wouldn't I? Like what? And he looks ripped, like
badge of honor.
He's got guns. He's got massive guns. He's got a massive chest, but obviously he's got the loose skin under his chest. But he looks great.
He does,
and it doesn't stop him doing, he's bodybuilding, or I think he was doing triathlons just recently. So he gets out and still and like you said, it doesn't affect your health. It doesn't affect the way you live.
And with clothes,
it's no issue.
Clothes on, you don't even
not
notice
nothing
it.
to worry about.
Yeah, with clothes, you don't even notice it. And he can always, he could always get the surgery to correct it, but he's not going to. He's changed the way he's done his videos recently. He's more as like a Twitch streamer now who does like commentary on weight loss videos and topics. So he used to have a vlog, and that's what really drew me to his channel, that the whole vlog aspect.
Yeah,
That's what I was doing, but more or less now he's just kind of reacting to stuff. Obese to Beast, if you haven't checked him out, I'd love to have a chat with Obese to Beast at some point. But I think my channel's a little bit small. He's got 500,000 subscribers. I'm a small guy, the fat guy.
He actually did a good podcast. He was on Nick Bear's podcast.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you know a bit about Nick. I'll follow him a bit. He did a good, and it was a really good interview with him, just sort of talking about his upbringing, what caused him to put the weight on, why he lost it. Yeah, it's worth having a listen to.
I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out. Yeah. I've been getting into podcasts of late. I listened to Two Bears, One Cave, Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. Funniest thing ever. Oh, love that podcast.
I listen to a few driving around every day, so commercial radio doesn't cut it anymore.
No, I'm going to get on that. I'm getting rid of Foxtel as soon as the footy season's over. Foxtel's gone. Like, I pay through the nose for something I just really watched the footy on, and I have nothing but commercials. Like, no matter what channel you go to, there's always a commercial, and I pay for it. It's like, anyway. But
we'd been long time Foxtel subscribers, and got the boot this year. It's gone.
It's expensive, man. With KO and other stuff, there's just a whole lot of other options out there. But unless Foxtel, you want to hit me up? Hit me up. We're gonna have like sponsors all across the bottom. You gotta put yourself out there.
You actually won't be able to have anything on the screen. It'll just be all your sponsors.
It'll just be everywhere. It'll be like a whole wide variety of anything that I need at any point. It's like, ASICs. I'm still waiting on ASICs. KFC. But anyway, look. So we'll start wrapping it up because we've just clicked over an hour. So what's I'll ask you just a couple quick ones here. What's your favorite flavor of man shake?
At the moment, it's chocolate or vanilla. That's all I buy. But I've got to have PB2 in it.
PB2. So PB2, for all those who don't know, is a powdered peanut butter that you get from Woolies health food section. Goes down a treat. I used it for a while. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Tastes great.
Yeah, I've got to have it in my shake now. I'm trying to up my calorie count a little bit anyway, so yeah.
Are you a shaker or a blender?
Monday to Friday, I'm a shaker.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, Sunday, I blend actual peanut butter in my shake.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
And do you partake in celebration meals, treat meals, cheat meals?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah. So last night, Friday night, is treat meal night in the Kleeman household. So the kids had Hungry Jacks last night. The wife had a pizza, and I'm on a burger phase at the moment. So there's a local, not the burger cult, not the burger.
That's fine if
we
you
won't
are.
cause any
No,
trouble
that's
by
fine
that up,
if you are.
We won't.
Go on.
No, but I've been on burgers. I had fish and chips the last 2 Fridays, but then this week I went back to my burger because they do really good chips. They actually gave me two packets of chips last night in it. And I ate 1.5. I didn't eat both of them. And with a bit of aioli sauce.
Yeah.
So treat meals, they've been in there since week 1.
They're good. They're good. There's a lot of positiveness about the celebration meals, the treat meals. I don't like calling them cheat meals for those who might be new to the channel, because cheat infers guilt. When you cheat at a game, cheat on your misses, cheat on a lot of things, it's not a good thing. So treat meals. So mate, well, look, thank you so much for being on this episode. If you could just put a couple words out there to anyone who's thinking about starting their weight loss journey, what kind of advice would you give them?
Mate, as I said, just give it a go. It's what have you got to lose? If you lose 10 kilos, it's great, and you keep that off, or you might be like, you and me, lose big numbers, 50 to 60 kilos and completely change your lifestyle. Like it's literally the best thing I've done. I put a post on my Instagram the other day, like it saved my life. No doubt about that. I'd hate to think I probably wouldn't be here by the time I'm 40, because I would have just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But just give it a go. It's, as I've said, it's easy. It's can fit in, and just join the Man Shakers page. There's plenty of guys on there, and they all give you support. It's been said before, there's a no dickhead policy on there. But you put a question up, you'll get it. How do I do this? What can I eat this? What's good to go with this? And you'll get the answer. You put, like, I've put my semi-nude photos up there, and you just get so much love. Like, blokes just love. They don't just get on there and go, oh, geez, look at this fat bloke putting his, man boobs on here. They'll get about you. You can, and there's blokes on there at 200 kilos, and just the support they get. Like, they put their photos up like they're, big dudes, and everyone just gets around them, spurs them on, and they're doing so good too. Like, you can't lose by trying this program. Well, it's not even a program, but this product, can't speak highly enough of it.
Yeah, it's those really big blokes as well. They get the most support. I think most people kind of rally around those ones and just like, mate, rip in, get into it, and anyone that is on that page, I'm so proud of them, because they've understood that they want to make a change, they need some support, and hopefully there's a lot of blokes out there that do listen to this, and even if you're not on the Man Shake, jump on that page. It's all about men's weight loss, that's all it is, and through the Man Shake, that's kind of the catalyst to the group. So it's called the Man Shake. There is a link down in the description. Please join up, have a chat, put up your story, and we'll help you get to the new you. But Jarrod,
definitely,
thank you so much for being on this episode of Fat Chat. I've had a great time. I don't know about you. You've enjoyed yourself?
Yeah, mate, it's been great. It's been good.
Despite our little technical issues with the internet dropping out and you being freezing. I think it has been. I've had an absolute ball, and it's been really great getting to know you.
I've actually just put a cardboard cutout there. I'm actually not behind the screen. I'm down in down the kitchen or something.
You just take it off your shirt. You're just getting comfortable.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, well.
That's it.
Well, look, Jarrod, once again, thank you so much for coming on today. For everyone out there who is watching this, if you want to be part of Fat Chat, feel free to hit me up. There is an email in the description. Contact thatfatguy@gmail.com. Sorry. You can also jump onto my Instagram. That's at that.fatguy. Or just hit me up in the comments. And if you have any questions or if you want to like, subscribe, do all that. And thank you so much, Jarrod, once again. I love every single one of you.
Thanks for having me.
It's so good. I love every single one of you. There's nothing you can do about it. And we'll see you when I'm next looking at you. Bye, guys. Take it easy.